Warriors and Spurs. It's Game 3 of the 2013 Western Conference semifinals coming your way.
Curry gets a steal, and he'll take the three. Here's Ginobili for three.
But it's San Antonio who wins this series in 6 games, and they're on to the Western Conference Finals. So much respect between the two teams throughout this hard-fought, exciting series.
The Los Angeles Clippers have won Game 7. And they advance to the second round with tears of joy down the face of their first-year coach, Doc Rivers.
Taken 40 years, but once again, the Bays team is the best team. The Golden State Warriors have won the NBA title.
2014, coming off of our first playoff experience and trying to take that next step to be even more of a serious contender. And we were coming in, with all the confidence in the world. Then we got to the playoffs and lost a tough 7-game series against the Clippers, who were the rivals at the time and a really good team.
It was super frustrating because we went to a 7-game series with the Clippers and they pulled it out at the end.
And if you know anything about that rivalry, we didn't like each other in that series. That was a really tough blow.
Yeah, for a young team, getting to the playoffs was the first important step. Obviously, the Warriors had one kind of playoff run, the We Believe year, which we heard about every other day when we were there for the last 20-odd years, right? So we wanted to experience that, and then I think it just takes being there consistently and giving yourself a chance.
We were starting to become a place where players that didn't play for the Warriors said, those guys seem to be having fun out there. We want to come join that as well. This is where we want to be. And that's what starts a franchise going from being a team that can make the playoffs to now being a contender and also being a team that can build a dynasty over a course of many years.
Guys in the locker room were just saying, everybody get better. This offseason got to be big for everybody. So everybody attacked the summer knowing that we ain't like that feeling of losing to the Clippers in the Game 7.
Angeles Clippers have won Game 7, and they advance to the second round with tears of joy down the face of their first-year coach, Doc Rivers.
But we knew Steph was Steph before everyone else really gave him the proper respect. And so we knew he was going to have a big year. We knew how good of a shooter Klay was. We knew how great of an on-ball defender Klay was. But I think we also knew how good Draymond was before the rest of the league paid their proper respects to him.
Bringing in a draft class like this and looking at the pieces that we already have, I love winning. And you put some places like this in place, and with the guys we already have here, I think we can start winning some games.
Coming off a first-round loss to the Clippers, we felt like, at least organizationally, that we had built, Mark and his staff had built a really good defense. And we liked the personnel, the similar makeup to the team that lost to the Spurs in the second round. So we were coming off that 13-14, that loss to the Clippers in the first round, and it was a tough series, and the Clippers were very good.
Mark Jackson, there was a defensive intensity, a defensive effort. That started a spark of something where, hey, they can guard a little bit, and then you end up going to the 47 wins and the 51 wins, and you're on your way. So I think that defensive mindset and just the belief, Mark had a great leadership quality of just, hey, we belong here. We're going to compete. We're going to be something.
When we make shots, we don't celebrate and high five. We sprint back, contain the basketball. The way we win this game is not giving up anything easy.
A funny story I always tell is Mark Jackson took the job and became coach. And this is crazy to think about now, but one of the first speeches he gave to us is he said, I came in from Los Angeles today and I landed in Oakland. And when we landed in Oakland, there's the gift shops in the airport, and they had Oakland A's gear, San Francisco Giants gear, You couldn't even buy Golden State Warriors apparel in the gift shop, Oakland Raiders gear as well. You couldn't even buy Golden State Warriors. They had like one hat and a t-shirt, and he goes, you know, if we get this thing going, I'd love for Golden State Warriors gear to be everywhere.
This guy injected belief in all of us. He told us this is one of the most talented teams I've ever seen. Now, we don't have any context of what that means. What does that mean to be one of the best locker rooms you've ever seen? Because this is all we know. And we're watching Steph Curry come into his own, and he's putting on a show.
Curry takes the far side. Turns and shoots the three. It's ridiculous!
Well, if you look up the definition of ridiculous, that's it.
Look out. That guy is hot.
Curry for three. Wow! Unbelievable!
Everywhere we go, he's doing something spectacular. And all these performances, you know, is also followed up by Klay Thompson, where he carries us in some games.
Rotates it. Thompson for three. Good!
What a nice way to set him up.
And Klay Thompson with a three. Curry, as hot as he is, getting his partner rolling.
And so now they have this nickname, the Splash Brothers. Mark Jackson comes on and says, this is the best shooting backcourt in the history of the NBA. And we're all like, wait, what?
A lot of people rolled their eyes at that. They stopped doing that after a little bit. So credit to Mark and his staff for changing the tone.
Do me a favor. I heard all you playing for me. I heard that. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. We all deserve this thing. I'm coaching for you because you deserve it. Let's go get this thing. Let's go get it.
Kind of like how he said that about them, he said that about us as a team, and we started to believe it. We had a goal, and we said we wanted to win an NBA championship.
He really got them together as a team, and the toughness that he brought to the organization in terms of their mentality was very, very important.
And that was a tough decision. That was a really difficult decision. And a lot of people questioned that, and that's fair, because Mark had done a really good job. We were a pretty downtrodden place, and I think the thing he did for us was he gave the fans and the players, most importantly, belief and confidence.
The Warriors were a quality defensive team. Mark's last year, I think they were 4th in defensive rating, but they were 12th or something offensively, and they did not move the ball as much. There was a lot of dribbling, and they were bottom 3rd in passes and things like that.
We thought that offensively we could get a little bit better, structure-wise, as far as strategically, and then always we're trying to refine the roster.
There became a choice, however, 3 years into that, when we become a winning team. We'd won 51 games, I believe, and we felt we had to make a move with Mark. We just felt a change had to be made to go from good to great.
We appreciate everything that Mark was able to do for this organization over the last 3 years. He put us in a better place than when he arrived, and we compliment him for that. This was a difficult decision, but we believe he's got a bright future, and we felt it was the time to make a change.
The hilarious part about it was they got rid of Mark Jackson, who had never coached before, but took him to 2 playoff series, and replaced him with a guy who'd never coached before.
Steve Kerr was somebody who we had identified. I knew him since the early 2000s. And then when Mark, ultimately the decision was made to move on from Mark, I went back to Steve Kerr, first guy I went to, and I said, Steve, I really, really want you to do this. And he was already in discussions with other teams, and one in particular happened to be the New York Knicks.
I know philosophically we have a strong connection. Whether he's able to take a job like this, I don't know. I will get in a conversation with him later on this month and talk to him about it, and see where he's at as far as his desire to coach and come out this direction.
I was really far down the line with the Knicks. I was ready to accept the coaching job with the Knicks. And when the Warriors called and they said, are you interested? I said, hell yeah, I'm interested.
I said, where are you? He said, I'm in Oklahoma City. He was broadcasting, and they had a game the next day.
That was a big miss, obviously, but
You know, for Oklahoma City, it's pretty simple, right? I mean, you've been going to Westbrook and Durant all game. I think Westbrook is the guy to go to, particularly after that slip.
We were in Florida. This is late at night. I said, meet me in Oklahoma City the next day at noon. We will get there.
They flew to Oklahoma City where I was doing the Thunder Clippers playoff game. And we met in an airplane hangar at the Oklahoma City airport.
I knew Steve was the guy, but other people didn't. And, you know, I wasn't going to go hiring anybody that Bob and everyone else hadn't met.
He was fantastic in the interview. I mean, you could sense his preparation, you could sense his conviction. He's a great communicator. And we were just kind of blown away. And in the car ride leaving the airport hangar, I remember talking to Joe. He looked at all of us and said, "What do you think? What do you think?" I was second to last and said to Joe, I said, "Look, we got to get to Kerr." And he kind of looked around and he said, "Let's go get him."
We spent 3.5 hours, and Steve came prepared with, you know, an incredible, I think, as I recall, 60-page document of notes, how he would establish himself as the coach, what offense he would run, what defense, what assistant coaches, and so on.
When I decided I wanted to coach, I was with Jeff Van Gundy speaking at a conference, a sports conference, and I asked him, I said, "What should I do to prepare to become an NBA coach?" And he said, "Just start writing down all your thoughts and keep a file." And it was the best advice I got, because for the next 2 years, I just started writing everything down. Every time I saw a good play on a game I was broadcasting or watching, I would clip it, put it into a video file. And then, you know, by the time I started interviewing, I had put it into a PowerPoint presentation and something I can present to whoever's interviewing me.
I was so impressed with that. So was Bob. Kirk was, I think, there. And actually, we made an offer that day. And that's how we wound up with Steve Kerr. It's quite the story.
This is a league-wide surprise, Coach. Honestly, everybody thought that Steve Kerr, one way or the other, was going to end up with the Knicks.
The Warriors, to me, always made more sense. They're a heck of a team, and, you know, their roster is in good shape.
He was part of a terrific organization, the whole Jordan years, where he was with a really inspired organization, well-driven, well-led. He understood what it looked like. He participated in that leadership, and he understood how those players interfaced. We wanted that cultural homogeny. We wanted that element in the organization.
Reggie and Steve, it has been a great pleasure once again. I will not be saying that to Steve a year from now, because this is the new head coach of the Golden State Warriors.
I'm 48, and I have a lot of experience, and I've done a lot of exciting and interesting things in my life, but I think it's important to continue as you go through your life to grow and to meet new challenges. And so, you know, all of a sudden I'm fish out of water again.
This is a great day for the Warriors, a tremendous day for Steve, and something our whole organization is incredibly excited about.
So I've been preparing for this, and I'm well aware that I haven't done it, and I'm going to have a lot to learn, and I'm planning on putting in the work to learn as much as I can and to put the people around me to help me be as good as I can.
One thing we knew we needed to do was retool our bench.
So the goal in the offseason was, let's get another ball handling guard, preferably big. And we targeted Livingston as a guy that we really liked and wanted.
Creeps forward around a Garnett screen, spins right to the rim, and a two-hand jam!
We previously had wanted Sean the year before that, but he signed quickly, I think, back in Brooklyn. And I remember the day we signed him, I was down in LA, and I met with Sean. He had agreed to the deal. And it was the only player I've ever interacted with, whether it be draft, trade, free agency, where the first thing he says was, I said, "You got any questions?" And Sean said, "Yeah, tell me how I can help this team win." And I was kind of like, oh boy, we got the right guy.
What's it feel like to be here on Media Day for the Golden State Warriors?
We're excited. You know, Media Day and preseason is always a lot of buzz. I mean, you know, it's a lot of excitement building this year for the team. You know, we have to manage expectations, but at the same time, you know, expect a lot out of ourselves. And, you know, I'm competing for a championship. That's what we're here for. So. You know, I was a free agent. Was kind of, you know, going from team to team, bouncing around, and was just, you know, looking for a home. I got the call from the Warriors, and I just knew at that moment what the Warriors had accomplished, you know, going to the playoffs, building the buzz, just the opportunity to play competitive basketball, play in the playoffs. That's what I was looking for.
We wanted some punch off the bench. Leandro had been so good in Phoenix. He just brings this energy, and he brings it on the court, he brings it off the court.
Here comes Barbosa spearheading the fast break. He's gone coast to coast, and he puts it in.
Barbosa taking matters into his own hands. Another difficult shot off the glass.
I remember how exactly happened. I was in Spain, in Granada, that with the national team. It was the World Championship, and I didn't have a team. And the tournament I started doing well, and so I had 2 offers in the middle of the tournament, and it was Miami and Golden State. With the Golden State, I knew Steve Kerr, who was my GM when I was with the Phoenix Suns. Also, I knew Luke, who we played against each other for many, many years. Bogut and Iguodala, we played many, many times against each other, not only NBA, but also national teams. So I thought that, you know, the diversity that we had with the Warriors, it was more important for myself, and not only myself, my career as well. And so I decided to choose the Golden State.
Okay, you got the ball, right? Thompson plays, but now I'm thinking, I'm not letting you get there. You got there, guys. Right, so now I'm on the get there. Back up. Boom, you got the lock. So no matter what, I keep that ball. We should always have a counter, but it's up to all 5 of us to recognize what the defense is doing. The goal is not a finite number of wins. It's not a seed. It's let's put together a strong team that can win, that can play on both sides of the ball, which the Warriors have established, which is very exciting to me, but can have a shot year after year, can be consistent. I think everybody on the management side is on board with that vision of we've got a chance to be really good for the next decade. Let's just take a swing every year, but let's be consistent with our efforts year in and year out, and we'll have our chances.
We were a team that was right on the brink of doing something special, and I think he understood, based on what Steve's experience, you know, the coaches he had played for, and being a GM, being an analyst, that he could tweak a couple of things that could give us, you know, a better chance to win.
Steve and I got along really well just because we spoke the same basketball language. Down to mannerisms or the vocabulary or the way they see the game can be totally different from someone else. So it was always like that catch up.
I had first met Steve. We were talking, he's, you know, saying all these things. He called me during the Western Conference Finals, and he said, man, I'm really excited to be with the team. You know, I really see us, you know, being here next year. And I said, you know, Steve, you've never coached, and we just lost in the first round to the Clippers. I don't know how we're gonna overcome that. And, you know, a lot of that summer, you know, he was just talking about, look, you know, if you just I'm one at a high level. I've been around a lot of great individuals, players and coaches. If you just kind of trust in what I'm teaching and what I'm saying, that things will come to light. And so I think for him and I, that was kind of like the start of our relationship. But I think with the team, he was really getting guys to buy into what he was trying to do.
Really, what is the best thing about being here at Summer League and getting things going?
Just getting started, you know, actually being on the court with the guys, planning practices, getting together with the staff every day and talking things through and working with the players. This is the job.
He and Pete Carroll at Seattle Seahawks were buddies, and I think Pete's way of doing things impressed Steve and implemented it here, and that is a system of trying to be joyful. You know, he wanted people to have fun. And most of the guys playing on our team today played the sport because it was fun.
Pete Carroll called him up into his office and said, you know, Steve, how are you gonna coach your team? And he said, well, what do you mean? Like, what am I gonna run? He said, no, X's and O's. Everyone knows X's and O's. Like, what are your core values gonna be? What are your basketball values gonna be? And so to finally actually get to do it has been great, and it's been
a really good sort of training ground for me too, to get my feet wet before we start for real in the fall.
Steve's philosophy coming in wasn't throw the baby out with the bathwater, which was kind of strategic in his own way because he knew Mark Jackson had a pretty good relationship with some of the team, so he didn't want to destabilize that.
Yeah, I think I had to win the players over a little bit. You know, Mark was a great coach for the team and had really empowered the players. And so I got the job under strange circumstances. And I knew that the players really respected Mark, and as they should have. He did a hell of a job. So my whole focus was, let's honor what Mark and his staff had already built. And let's build on that. Let's grow from there.
Well, very few guys have the pedigree to go from broadcaster to head coach in this league. Doc Rivers did it. Mark Jackson did it, of course. I think for Steve, for things to go well for him, and what's going to help him is he played for some great coaches, Popovich, Bill Jackson, to name two guys, and I think that'll bode well for him moving forward as head coach.
Where Steve really got on us was looking after the ball. So it wasn't so much about the way we shot the ball, the way we guarded. It was looking after the ball and moving the ball.
Once you get the defense's attention, they're like, holy shit, this guy's cutting hard. Now he can go more.
And some of our guys were losing their minds, like Draymond, like, why are we doing this? We're pros.
I remember when Steve first came into training camp, he's like, yo, we need to move the ball, like pass the ball here. You catch it, you don't hold it, you catch it, you swing it. And we're all looking at this offense like, yo, that's not really how it works here. Like, I don't quite understand in this offense how these guys are getting the shots, because every time we catch the ball, you're stopping practice like, swing the ball. Steph starts dribbling, move the ball, Steph, stop dribbling. And I'm like, that's just not quite how it works here.
If you're not open, pass it. It sounds pretty simple, but players want to make plays, and you have to ingrain in them that if you move it on to the next guy and he has a better opportunity, then we're going to get better shots as a group, and that will make everyone's job easier.
I remember the question, at one point, I think somebody had a question. They were like, well, like Steph is our guy. That's the guy that makes the shots.
I asked him one day, I'm like, Coach, like you keep saying swing it, but like, how is Steph and Klay going to get shots? And he was like, the ball will find the guys who's supposed to get the shots.
The ball will always find the person who it's meant to find.
Offensively, it's going to be a process, but we've got to eventually be an efficient team, good passing team, and that's what I want to start to see is good execution, less risk-taking, and just more sound play.
Yeah, I think the one thing Steve came in and was really high priority for him was using our bigs to pass the basketball. So we had Bogut and David Lee and Draymond to some extent. We started to use them as playmakers.
It was just a full-on commitment to everybody starring in their role. We had a system that was built around, obviously, me and Klay and our shooting ability, Draymond's playmaking ability. And then you have so many high IQ, just tough guys around us that brought the best out of us, and we brought the best out of them.
So I looked at the job and I thought, this is a hell of a team. They're ready to take another step.
We're looking forward to an incredible season this year. We're going to give you a lot of energy. We look forward to seeing you 41 times this year, plus the playoffs. Continue to get crunk for us. We thank you all for coming out. God bless. Good night.
Steve and I got along really well just because we spoke the same basketball language. He and I, we had the same coach. Your college coach is very instrumental in your basketball career.
Well, Andre and I had a connection, both having played for Lute Olson at University of Arizona, so we shared a similar basketball mindset, vision for how the game's supposed to be played. We didn't know each other well, but we shared that U of A background, and that was crucial.
We had the same principles. The game's played the same way, how to attack, drive middle, no baseline drives, no spinning, pivots, all those things, like the little things are very important. And so as he's teaching, I'm picking it right up. And it's probably one of the best training camps I had, and I felt really good. So I was really, really, really excited about, the upcoming season. But sometimes doing good is not always good for you.
Andre has been brilliant leading that second unit, and we'll see if we go that way. But we're trying to put the right combinations out there to help everybody and make the team its best. I think everything is timing in the NBA. Andre was 10 years in. He'd been an all-star. He had made max money. He wanted to win. And if I had asked him to come off the bench 5 years earlier, I don't think it would have flown. So he was ready for it, but it took 3 or 4 conversations. And I was asking him, you know, what do you think?
I had a lot of success with the second unit against the first unit, but it's just the competitor in me and trying to win. But Steve saw something else in there.
I told him I see you as Manu Ginobili, you know, different player, but you know, Ginobili came off the bench for the Spurs for years and years, and a great, great player, solidifying the second unit, playing starters minutes, and then closing games.
But it was tough. Like, it's just a really hard thing because when you're a professional athlete, your window of opportunity is only but for so long. When you have to start thinking like, all right, I'm close to the end.
He hated it.
It was a tough situation.
Andre probably wasn't always happy about it.
I think there was some frustration on Andre's part.
Because he's a superstar guy who's coming in. He had never come off the bench ever in his life, and so it was just a very loud sign that this team is about winning. This team is about buying into your role. This team is about doing whatever it takes to put the team first. And that message was heard loud and clear from day one, from game one.
Our bench was so much fun. Man, we had a squad.
It was almost as if you had another starting lineup coming off the bench.
We had Sean Livingston, S-Stop.
Hook pass inside. Livingston goes up and slams it down.
Sean Livingston was a guy who, same draft class as me. We go back to our childhood. Like, he was the next Magic Johnson is what they were saying.
We had LB.
And leaking out Barbosa.
Yeah, Andre Iguodala.
Myself, I started every game of my career and everything that I do.
Andre to the rim.
Yeah, Mo buckets.
Spates, how hot is he?
Maurice Spates, I played with him in Philadelphia, very familiar with him. He was another guy who you can say Sixth Man of the Year candidate throughout his career. And then we even have a guy like Brandon Rush. Who was very, very instrumental in that season too. Like his relationship with some of the guys, his shooting ability.
The fact that you had guys that actually can start, and majority of some teams in the league that come off the bench and play 10 to 15 minutes a game, just having that in your back pocket is always something, and Steve used that to his best abilities.
You know, we were a confident unit, and plus just having veterans on the bench always helps.
It was just really a brotherhood, man. We know what we had to do every time we get in the game. Sometimes we have to get the lead. Sometimes we got to just maintain. So we had that down pat. Every time we got opportunity to go out there and play, we did a good job doing it.
It was like a passion, man. It was a joy. I mean, everybody would have touched the ball. It was a quick basketball. The flow was unbelievable. And whoever had the best opportunity would have taken the shot, would have taken the layup. It was just fun. It didn't matter who scored. We were there just, balling and having fun. And many, many times we won games. We brought the first unit back, So it was good.
How much development have you seen from the second unit?
I think it's been great. We knew that we would have a great bench. As a matter of fact, we got some guys sitting over not playing that's very capable of helping us also. So obviously, if you're going to be successful later on, you're going to have a deep bench, and we're really happy with our bench play.
Thanks, Coach.
A lot of people out there say, man, Draymond Green, his stock is rising. I mean, your name keeps getting brought up every single year now. And what are you going to do to kind of step up your game this year?
Just continue to try to get better. I got a few things I really worked on a ton this summer, and just try to come out and showcase those things, and obviously continue to do the things that has got you to this point as well. One thing I always live by, it's real easy to be me. So it's hard for me to be somebody else, but it's real easy to be me.
The real key ingredient, though, was Draymond Green. Him filling in for David Lee.
Last preseason game, all of us looking to round ourselves into shape, and Steve Kerr looks at me with 5 minutes to go against Denver. It was the final preseason game, and he goes, "Hey, I know it's a blowout game, but do you and Steph want to go back in and work on a few more of the pick and roll things that we had talked about in practice? Steph and I were like, sure, we'd love to go back in, we'll get some more cardio. And I go to get a long rebound and I get shoved and I feel a pop in my hamstring and I'm like, oh my gosh.
As David Lee took a hit, he immediately grabbed that upper leg area.
Some concerning injury news for the Warriors. Star forward David Lee is out there aggravating that hamstring strain suffered in the preseason. Are there any positives we can take away from Lee not playing?
The positive would be Draymond Green gets a chance to really earn that starting role. So an expanded role and more experience for Draymond Green, that's probably a good thing for the Warriors.
Well, leading up to that, it was super frustrating for me because we had just played the Clippers in that series the year before. I averaged like 20 and 10 that series. And so coming back into that next year, contract year, I'm excited, like, yo, this is my chance. But then when Coach Kerr comes in, I'm playing, it's the preseason, I'm playing like 10, 11 minutes a game, so I'm frustrated. These are the minutes I'm gonna be playing. I'm about to be out the NBA. Once he gets hurt, Steve's like, all right, Draymond, you're starting. Lee's hurt, and we start the year.
Draymond Green.
How about Draymond?
Remember Game 7, 5 threes against the Clippers. Draymond Green forcing another turnover.
I'm telling you, Draymond, he is the Swiss Army knife. He's defended at least 3 to 4 different people tonight.
You know, he basically had an opportunity in front of him with a big shoes to fill with you know, D-Lee and his career and his resume, but Draymond knew he just had to go be himself and figure out a way to, you know, play consistent basketball on both ends of the floor that impacted winning and allow his presence to be felt. I think that's when we really first started to see like the outspoken, like demonstrative, loud, aggressive Draymond that we all know and love. So he took full advantage of that opportunity, but it wasn't in spite of D-Lee, it was like, I'm doing this, you know, for you and with you, because, you know, we're all, again, trying to win.
There was something going on there, and it was Kerr kind of unleashing, an offensive flow that they probably needed with Steph and Klay. They had obviously incredible amounts of talent, and then the Draymond Greens moving in the starting lineup for David Lee. Everything was just kind of like it was happening before you. There was something happening very quickly and very early. And if you were watching it, you saw it.
Iguodala batting it away. Klay out to Curry. Steph to the rim. Andre with the dunk.
Stay away from him, let him go one-on-one.
He blows right by Blake. Anderson with the right hand.
It was open, have an angle.
How hot is Draymond? Curry and Chris Paul. Steph flipping it up. Bogut knocking it down.
I remember early in the season, it was a blowout at home over the Clippers. It's a team that they lost to. It was supposed to be the Clippers' time, and the Warriors just blew them off the court. Shout out former Warriors employee Lisa Goodwin. I was sitting next to her during the game and said, oh my God, you're going to win the bleeping championship.
Lob to Bogut. At 5, Curry for the lead. Warriors win!
I'm in my 3rd year, and it was a 2nd-round pick to be starting on a team of this caliber. You know, it's an amazing feeling, and one that I enjoy. But at the end of the day, I have no right to sit and worry about or think about if I'm going to start or come off the bench. I mean, if Andre Iguodala can take a back seat and take a spot on the bench after starting 807 games in a row, who am I to sit and say, I got to continue starting? That's absurd. So I just got to continue to worry about what I can control, and that's going out and playing hard. All of that stuff will take care of itself.
The thing I remember most about the transition from David Lee to Draymond Green was the difficulty that Steve Kerr was in. Like it was a tough spot. The first tough spot was telling Andre Iguodala, hey, you coming off the bench. The second tough spot was telling David Lee, you lost your job while injured. And in basketball, you just don't do that. If you're injured, you don't lose your spot. You get it back.
Steve came to me as I was starting to get healthy and said, hey, I want to be respectful here. Like, you know, you're a veteran guy that's been an all-star twice. You've proven yourself. You're one of the captains of our team. Like, I don't want to insult you. And I said, no, the insulting thing would be if I came back and I said, I want to play all the minutes and we're what, like 19-3 right now. Like, I want to disrupt this.
When D. Lee came back, he came back, shoot around. Steve's like, oh, you're playing today? He's like, yeah. So we started to walk through to go through the plays, whatever team we were playing. And I just walked to the sideline like, oh, D. Lee's back. And Steve's like, no, we're going to keep starting the same way we've been starting. I was like, yo. And like, I think the first person I called was like my mom, like, Ma, D. Lee back, but Steve's still going to start me.
You know, Draymond comes across as, you know, to some people as a very difficult guy to deal with. For me, he felt kind of like a little brother type figure. We've always had a great relationship, and I think he'd be the first to tell you when he arrived, not many people expected a lot out of him being a second-round pick, but he quickly, as he arrived, both through his words and his actions, told everybody, hey, I'm here to be a big part of this long term. We were completely polar opposite players. So what he brought to the lineup was less about scoring, more about defense, more about the toughness things of pick and rolls on defense, blocking shots, getting rebounds. And he did things in setting screens on offense versus looking to score and really distributing the ball, which when you have guys like Steph and Klay that had stepped into their own the way they had, that's what the team really needed at that point. And I feel like that was something that earlier in my career, ego-wise, I would have never been able to do. But I think a bunch of people on that 2015 team said, you know what, we have a real chance to be a contender here. Whereas, you know, maybe last year we were proud to be in the playoffs, but this year, like, we feel like we have something really special.
And it kind of just took off from there.
Draymond turning the corner. Oh! It's an appreciation. Curry the bump, the body, and the bucket. Oh. Curry with a steal. Thompson on his way, running with Iguodala to slam it home. Another steal. Curry's going to find it. Playing three. Yes, sir!
Pop him again.
Playing again. His three. Get it to him again. He's got it. His three. Have you ever seen anything like it?
It does not get any better than that. 37-point quarter for Klay Thompson.
Klay, start with competition. I mean, these guys, not the boisterous type of guy like a Draymond, but quietly, you know, just so competitive. There's players that make shots, but these guys' ability to make tough shots without a lot of separation, in tough moments, in overtime, in the fourth quarter, game on the line, that's where they really elevate themselves over everybody else. I think they put a lot of fear in the opponents. I mean, even some of the times Klay would catch the ball, it just would barely sit in his hands. It'd just be gone in the size that he had. But it was just a lethal combination. I mean, my most proud, as far as assembling that group, is how well they fit. And you never really quite know that. But to watch how it all came together with the shooting and the passing just made it so fun to watch that group. And the confidence that they had and were starting to develop was just contagious. And when you're playing basketball with guys that can make shots like that, it just makes you feel like you're invincible.
Steph fouled shooting a three. Banked it in. Curry for the lead. It's a spectacular move here. Somehow holds on, fires up the three. Watch his head coach Steve Kerr as this play was developing.
Steph you could see it coming. You could see it coming, you know, and in 2015, it started to all take shape. I mean, you saw the flashes of his shooting and his shot making and the range he took, and the three-point shot was starting to change the game and the volume of the three-point shot. And he just pioneered that whole thing. I mean, he just grabbed on to that freedom and ran with it. Like Steve said, there isn't a bad shot for Steph. And this was when the analytics were creeping in, and the three was greater than the two, and he is and was the best shooter ever. And then the team helped him with that, and that we had a lot of guys that wasn't their strength. Besides Klay, Draymond don't want to shoot threes, Iguodala didn't want to shoot threes, Sean didn't want to shoot threes, and so it just opened it up, and it was just a perfect balance of things. And Steph was coming into his own, and he was even becoming a better defender, but he was also figuring out who he was. And a lot of it was off-ball stuff. So he started accepting that, right? And could handle the ball, could play off the ball. And to watch him just shoot the way he did with the efficiency that he had, just to have that kind of symphony-like offense, and to have him being the kind of one at the end where the ball would end up with him and he would take a shot. It was just beautiful to watch. And you couldn't pick a better guy to finish a possession offensively than Steph.
Steph behind the back. Barbosa three! Oh, man! Livingston past Iguodala. Estes. Looking. Harrison Barnes at two. Harrison for the win. Yes!
We're going to be championship.
Thank you, Leandro. Awesome.
All right.
We want to thank all you guys for your support all season. It's been a great year. We've accomplished a lot, but we're just getting started. So thanks for bringing the energy every single night. We feed off of it and look forward to the playoffs. Thank you.
67-15, 39-2, and bring on the postseason. What a year for the Warriors.
Before we start, I just want to say thank you to all our fans this year for coming out and just making such a unique home court advantage for us. 39-2 has a lot to do with the environment, the atmosphere, and the energy of all of our fans. So I want to say thank you. And then to our players, I mean, wow, what an amazing job they've done. 67-15. You guys will know the numbers. I don't know how many teams have done that before. I know it's not many, but they've been phenomenal. What an amazing group of guys to work with, and they should enjoy what we've accomplished. And obviously, we got to get to work. I like having a team like this that doesn't appear to get nervous. It's kind of got a gunslinger's mentality. You combine that with an excellent defense. That's why we have this record, and we should keep rolling. We feel good about our chances, but you got to go and do it.
The first round, honestly, there was a little bit of pressure that we felt just because we were the #1 seed, starting at home.
We were the 1 versus 8, and we knew we were a better team than they were, but they had a lot of talent with Anthony Davis. We wanted to thwart Davis as best we could and try to take away their three-point shooting. We were able to accomplish everything we wanted, and I think that series, more than anything, was a great starting point for us for that run.
We were a very confident team. The players felt that. They felt good about themselves. I think that we felt good about ourselves defensively. We felt good about ourselves offensively, and we knew we had great depth. So when you have that combination of things, you can feel pretty good about yourself.
What a great atmosphere for us to start the NBA playoffs. And for Golden State, it's been an atmosphere all season long, a special season mark, and a lot of reasons for it. The #1 reason to play of Stephen Curry from day one. New Orleans turns it over on their first possession. Curry from way downtown.
Remember what our mission is on offense. Make them move, keep the ball going.
Green lobs it up to Bogut.
Surrounded, another turnover. Here comes Curry. Curry to the basket, fouled, shot's good and one.
This is like right where we want to get teams right here.
Curry up top, Barbosa. Barbosa the drive, the layup, the buzzer. They count it on the floor. Thompson throws it down. Curry to Thompson. Thompson, Iguodala for three. What has obviously been a terrific season. Ball inside. Iguodala finds Livingston. Livingston throws it down. Once again, the extra pass. Golden State takes game one. Game two coming up on Monday night, right back here in Oakland. So Anthony Davis's first NBA playoff game. He had 35 points, 7 rebounds. But his Pelicans lose game one.
Yeah, New Orleans was a pretty good team. They had a lot of talent on that side, but once we won game one and kind of settled in, it became kind of business as usual.
And away we go in the Bay Area for game two.
Draymond feed set and drops in the three. Anthony Davis picking the pocket of Draymond Green, but Klay Thompson on the re-steal. Curry three, yes sir! Ashik with the rebound, Hogan sending him away.
It's exactly what I thought would happen. They got a little confidence from the last game. They're thinking, all right, we can play with these guys. 48-minute game.
They were 13 down. Curry three. Sean behind the back to lay it up and in. Run Pondexter off the line. Spates, another block. 2-on-1. Draymond on Cole. Lob to Iguodala. Draymond attacking Ashik and finishing. 2-0 in the series. The 10-point win, 97-87.
Yeah, the key game in that series was game three.
I think we were down 15 or 20 going into the fourth. New Orleans couldn't miss.
We led the league in assists this year, right? We led the league in pace. We led the league in scoring. We did it by being patient, by moving the ball, and hitting the open man, and having points. I don't recognize what I'm seeing.
And Davis unable to finish the layup. There's a stop. Draymond pushing, weaving through traffic. Curry three on the way. Harrison Barnes hammering it home. Tyreek to the right again. Davis on the finish. The clock is also a factor.
Hard to shoot over Anderson out there so long.
Klay Thompson, a little show and go. There's Curry. A little turnaround. Draymond finishing. Curry three. Offline. Draymond there again.
How big is Draymond Green at both ends?
Hugging up on Steph Curry. There's his three. Good!
Holiday got juked on that one.
We know who we are. We're going to get out the first round. It's all a matter of, will it be 5-game series? If we don't do what we're supposed to do, it could be a 6-game series. Steph was Steph, and he made it 4 games.
Watching closely in the middle of that sea of red. Hard to watch.
And also, Brian, I love to watch who takes the basketball out for the Warriors, because coaches always put the guy they trust the most, and that's Draymond Green right now.
Chance to tie it here for Golden State. Curry's got it. And Curry will let it go for three. Comes up short. Offensive rebound. Curry again. And Curry hits a three. Tie game. 2.8. Evans. And too strong. And we have overtime in New Orleans.
That was the ending of a big moment, a huge comeback in that game where you're really trying to take control of a series. When you go up 3-0, you pretty much know the series is all the way under your control.
Mo Spates got the rebound and immediately kicked it out to Steph. Brilliant play by Mo.
The game wasn't going that good for me. It was a time when I got subbed out. It was late in the game. And Sean Livingston was like, yeah, Mo, keep your head up. You rushed like, Mo, keep your head up. You're going to get another opportunity to go out there. When you're playing against a good team like ourselves, you gotta put us away. They didn't put us away, so it was an opportunity that I seen the ball when Steph shot it from deep. I seen the ball come off the rim. I got a good read on it, just because I got a really good feel for the game. So I was able to catch it and get it to him.
That's a great offensive rebound by Maurice Bates.
I love that memory too, because the telecast, they cut to my dad and my brother, and they're both like shocked. They went in but trying to play it cool, but they're still enjoying the experience as much as I am, so it was a really cool memory for the family too.
This goes back to the team chemistry thing. Knowing that if I get the ball, he's gonna go to that corner. And that's the biggest thing about that team, man. We knew each other, we knew what kind of bond we had, and that's probably one of my best plays of my career. The best three-point shot is one after an offensive rebound. We got two of the best shooters in history, find them, and the NBA actually came back the next day and said Steph was fouled on that shot. But they didn't call a foul during the game.
Like, called a foul.
I thought Steph got fouled.
Steph got crushed.
That wasn't an one, by the way, that they didn't call.
I still think they should have called foul, and I might have got a free throw to seal it there, but we went to overtime and finished it off in overtime.
20 down to win it in overtime, and the soon-to-be MVP led the way. No team has ever come back from down 3-0.
It was, one of the early moments of Steph's brilliant postseason career where you just marvel at his ability to make huge shots in the biggest moments.
They could have made a series out of it. They get that game, maybe they steal game 4, then we got to stretch it out to 6 or 7. You never know what can happen. And we basically took their soul in that game 3.
That was a game New Orleans was supposed to win, and Steph kind of shut all that down. I think after we won that game 3, we took the heart of them, though. The fans, too, they was kind of like down after that.
And quick fouls coming, and they are headed for the exits.
You go up 3-0 in a series, it's lights out, so we knew we had him.
Now would be the time to foul Curry. They don't do it. And Green finds a cutting Iguodala. They work it around to Thompson. And Thompson with a killer 3. Good night. How about that ball movement?
The Warriors with their first sweep in a 7-game series since the 1975 finals, the last time they won the championship. And they're one round closer to achieving their goal of getting back to the top of the NBA.
Most of us have been at the second round at some point in their career, but you really need to get out the second round to really know how close or how far you are away.
Well, Memphis was really tough.
The Memphis series was the key to the whole run because we knew at some point we were going to face a really difficult challenge where we were questioning our own confidence and ability to do it.
They came in with a veteran team with Conley, Tony Allen, Zach Randolph, Marc Gasol. They were tough. They had a great home court advantage. They were playoff battle tested.
Yeah, this was a vital series where I could really show how valuable I was for the team and Draymond. They had 2 brute bigs that would try to out-physical us. And we weren't known as a physical team. Even though Draymond and I were physical, the way we played, the media thought we were just this free-flowing bomb bunch of threes, but we had some strong brute guys back there to rebound and play D. And, I started on Zebo, put Draymond on Gasol, which was probably not what most people would have picked. It was a great matchup for us.
They're fired up here in what's as loud a building as there is in the NBA. First playoff matchup between these two teams, and what makes it very interesting, a contrast in styles. Green tries again and hits. Goes coming up the other way. Alley-oop to Bogut. What a perfect pass from Steph Curry, and all 5 starters have scored. Curry behind the back to Green. Puts it in. Another 3. Curry from long distance. Azili on the follow and put back. Curry steps back. Bang! 20-point game. Knocked away by Spates and stolen. Mo Spates throws it down. Knocks it down, final seconds. Golden State wins at home again. They take game one. That's 21 straight at home. The last 18 in the regular season and the first 3 of the playoffs.
That was a emotional round just because you don't know how to compartmentalize everything. We won game 1, and on the way back from game 1 is when I found out I was the MVP. And then you're like trying to stay locked in on watching film and preparing for game 2, but I'm also like writing an MVP speech.
I'm on cloud 9 for sure. Obviously we're in the middle of a playoff run, and that's the most important thing. But today is a celebration for sure, and want to be able to take the time to really appreciate what this means, and that's why we're here. So I'll try to explain how I feel the best I can, but just bear with me.
And we had the whole ceremony the next day in between games, and it kind of went all downhill from there.
It's a very special moment that we'll remember for a long time, but as you know, we got a lot of work to do, so let's get back to it. Thank you very much.
Ready to go here, game 2. It'll be Mike Conley and the Grizzlies that handle the first possession. Conley, the runner is good. What a start for Mike Conley.
First team all defense. First team all defense.
Point guard position, this is what they need.
Conley for 3, what a shot! Mike Conley!
Big win for the Grizzlies.
Exclamation point for Conley, he is the star tonight. And Marc Gasol giving Conley a little golf clap there. That was one of the great performances playing hurt that we have seen. And now they're going home, and they have stolen the home court here in this round 2. Monday night, downtown Memphis, and the toughest ticket in Tennessee. We welcome you from the FedEx Forum.
Yellow towels flying. Everybody got a mask akin to the mask that Conley wore coming back from those facial fractures that he suffered in Game 3 of the Portland series. And here we go with Game 3. Tremendous defense. The relentless Tony Allen.
Got a big steal in second.
Clock is late. Gasol has to. Oh, he baked it in! Game 3 to the Grizzlies. And the team that was the best team in the NBA all year. The team that won 67 games. He's gotten punched in the gut.
Losing game 2 at home and then getting blown out in game 3. It's like, all right, we're in some trouble.
There's never any smooth sailing in a playoff run to try to win 16 games to get to a championship, and that was our first time really being down and having to come back.
It felt like the world had collapsed because now at this point, now Steve's been telling us we can win a championship. We've had the best team all season long. Nobody's been able to touch us. And then we go down 2-1 against this veteran team. They've actually been in that situation before. We hadn't really been in that situation before. And all of us were in kind of like a state of panic.
Post game 3 was interesting. We're on the road in Memphis, and we go play golf, and it's something we learn to do in our free time to kind of like, get a quick escape. Steve Kerr's one of his favorite lines is go fill up your cup.
Filling your cup means just doing whatever you do outside of basketball that brings joy and perspective.
Do whatever it is that you need to do. And for everyone, that's different.
Draymond and a couple of the other guys took Steph out for dinner to a barbecue spot in Memphis. As coaches, we're meeting all night and losing our minds. Like, we can't lose this series. And
Steph's sitting in his room. Let me check and see how he's feeling. I know he's miserable. And I'm like, yo, what you doing? He's like, oh, man, I'm just sitting in the room. Me too. Let's go to Blue City Cafe.
Draymond calling me up after game 3, telling me to get out the hotel room, stop sulking, come grab a beer at a little barbecue spot across the street from the hotel.
Man, we go to Blue City Cafe, and we got a little buzz, and we forgot all about the game.
We brought our clubs. We had 2 or 3 days in between games, so we had time.
I do remember we went out to a course in Memphis, played.
It wasn't really about the golf. It was more or less what we needed to do to win. It wasn't really about Memphis.
Kind of blacked out whatever happened before, and it was like we know what adjustments we're gonna make.
And the next day we came in, Steve's like, all right, watch the film, I got it. This is what we're doing.
We had to make a major adjustment of some sort
I remember I got a call from Rick Carlisle, a friend of mine, and he offered me some advice. You know, he said, defense, defense, defense. You know, he said, when we won the title with Dallas in 11, it was all about our defense. He told me, he goes, in your press conference, you were talking about your offense.
I think we're doing fine defensively in this series. You know, they're scoring in the 90s. We should be able to score 100 points.
And I've never forgot that. So we made that defensive adjustment, and Ron Adams suggested
that we'd put Bogut on Tony Allen.
Huh? They got two big men. Like,
Steve put me on him and said, just roam. Don't guard Tony Allen, let him shoot threes. Started Harrison and Draymond on the bigs.
Draymond, you got Marc Gasol, and you straight up. Harrison, you got Zebo, and you're fronting him. Bogut, you'll be right behind him.
Bogut kind of stayed in the paint and protected the basket, and we let Tony shoot.
And if they want to throw the ball at Tony Allen and let him shoot, let him shoot. Okay, like, that's interesting, man. We played game 4. They had no answer.
Opportunity to turn this series back in our favor, fellas. Every single possession, bring what we got.
Just us. 1, 2, 3. Just us. These are very interesting here. The much smaller Green trying to guard Gasol. They're leaving Allen wide open, and he's missed a couple now. Green running into a wall with Gasol. He'll take a jumper. Whoa, Draymond Green has it going early here in Memphis. Here, 12-9. And that's going to end up as a turnover. Harrison Barnes retrieves it, and Harrison Barnes keeps it going for Golden State. They're up on the bench. Bogut guarding Allen, but Bogut is hardly guarding him at all. Curry, long range. Oh, Steph Curry gets one to go down. Curry got Green off his feet, and count the basket. Curry with a chance at 3.
Stay patient, stay poised offensively. We'll get a great shot.
Both coaches talked about how taxing this series has been as Draymond Green buries his 3rd 3 of the night. And the Golden State Warriors grab a road win. Stephen Curry, that sleeping dog, is awake now. Curry for 33 points. We move it to a Game 5 in Oakland in a series that is all tied at 2 apiece.
Their spacing was messed up because of it. They had to get him out of the game. What that did was Tony Allen, first 3 games, was super influential defensively. They could move him off Steph and onto Klay and vice versa. They then couldn't play him 30 minutes because it just screwed up their spacing. I think he was chess gamed out of that series.
He himself wrecked our whole offense. So offensively, we took him out, which took him out defensively.
And that matchup change really shifted the chessboard and gave us an advantage.
I go back to that game after winning it, and I think about if we would have lost it, what would the route of the team and the franchise been after that? It was such a pivotal series and one of many, many tough series that we played.
Let's go Warriors! Down here at Oracle Arena, Golden State, an emphatic Game 5 victory here tonight. Making 14 threes. Klay Thompson led all scorers with 21, but it was Curry with 18 to take a 3-2 series advantage.
And the Grizzlies get it to Oakland for Game 7. Will the Warriors get to the Western Finals? Off we go. Oh, man. Steph is ready and he's engaged. Klay Thompson at the line. It's down to 3. Just like that, 5-0. Hogan wraparound feed from Barnes.
Great start. Stay composed. We don't need to be in a rush. We want to play fast, but we don't want to play in a hurry, right?
Ball moves so well and finds the MVP out of the corner, Stephen Curry. Bogut with a block.
How about the block by Bogut?
Randolph inside. There you go. They've been waiting for that. For Green.
Got to push here. You get a good shot.
Green weaving, trying to get the shot up. No call that way. Curry flings it the other way. He got it! What a turnaround! Curry the 3!
You got to lay it on the line defensively.
Livingston took Lee inside. And Oakland will get ready to host the Western Finals. The MVP gave them 32. And for the first time since 1976, the Warriors are going to the conference finals.
They got a little shaken there when they lost game 2 and 3, but they got back into their rhythm with the 3 ball, their movement, and then their defense got back to the level that Coach Clark was looking for.
Winning those 2, Game 4 and Game 6 on the road were huge because that's a tough place to win. We'd watched that team take OKC, San Antonio, some really tough teams in the past, and the Clippers, they played everybody tough. So to get through that series was huge.
What Steve ultimately knew was there was a long journey coming. We didn't. Filling up your cup extends the journey. That was the sauce, like that was the juice. And now we're like, oh, he got the answers, we good. And I kid you not, he's lived up to it. He always has the answer. But that was the first time we really saw it. Then all of a sudden you win that series. He then created this undeniable belief that we could come back from anything, or we could do anything.
Go take care of our business. It starts tonight. Let's set the tone for the series, man. They can't run with us. Just us. 1, 2, 3. Just us.
So the Houston series was really all about James Harden. Such a dynamic player, such a great one-on-one player. Three-point shooter, passer, and then he had the lob threat with Dwight Howard. Thanks to Bob Myers and the front office, we had the perfect roster. Andre Iguodala, to me, guarded James Harden better than any player in the league. But we also had Klay Thompson, Sean Livingston, even Draymond Green on switches. I think that series, honestly, was about our roster and the defensive mindset that had been instilled going back several years to when Mark Jackson took over the team. And our defense really took over that series.
We knew we couldn't mess around because you can take a team too lightly. But this is our first rodeo too, getting this deep. And so we did a really good job of just staying present. And it really worked out for us.
They have been the best team in the NBA all season long. 67 wins in the regular season. The first 2 rounds dispatching of New Orleans and Memphis. And here they are ready to face the Houston Rockets. Oh, we know this crowd is ready as Howard and Andrew Bogut will jump center.
You can live with the Josh Smith 3 as well.
Green's pass finds its way to Thompson. That's a 3. Green back out. Thompson had a notion about a 25-footer. Instead, slips it inside. Livingston again, the finish. Jones fakes. Jones drives. Block. Ezeli. Jones gets it back. Misses. Green the rebound. Curry. Curry drives, steps back. It's good at the buzzer. Here comes Curry. Curry for 3. Bang! Precious time leaving. Harden sets, fakes. Now fires a 3. Off. Rebound back out to Terry. His jumper won't go. And the Warriors take game 1.
Trying to get to the NBA Finals is not easy. We're not going to blitz everybody and win by 40.
Hey, We make our run right now. Let's go.
To the basket, bounce pass, Bogut foul, and one. 18 off the turnover. Bergioni couldn't handle it. Barbosa to Bogut, back to Iguodala. There goes Curry. Curry fakes, pulls back, puts it up, puts it in. Stephen Curry does it again for an 8-point lead for the Warriors. He's got 33. Curry on the drive, finds Iguodala. Iguodala pass finds its way inside. Barnes reverse, misses it. Harden the rebound. 7 seconds remaining. Harden throws it up top to Howard. Back to Harden. Harden tied up, knocked loose, picked up, and the game is over. Golden State hangs on. Warriors take a 2-0 lead in the Western Conference Finals.
Anytime you go 2-0 to start a series is big. We got to play better though, so that's what we got in store for Houston coming up.
Yeah, this crowd all fired up. They have been terrific at home in this postseason. 6-1 here at the Toyota Center. Here's Green, throws it up. Bogut throws it down. Well, the Warriors weathered that first third quarter storm that was expected from Houston. Back to Thompson. Thompson to drive, left-handed, blocked by Howard. Karam's out to Curry, puts up a three, and puts it in. Oh, stop, please. And Curry does it again, and the lead back up to 24. 29 points in 25 minutes. Stephen Curry with an extraordinary performance as Golden State wins Game 3 by 35. What a bounce-back game here for the Rockets to force a Game 5. Harden steps back. It's good at the buzzer. James Harden, 45 points, and they'll dribble it out. A standing ovation from the Rockets, who force a Game 5 on Wednesday.
The Warriors gave themselves a chance to win in Game 4, but could not close it out. It's Game 5. The Golden State Warriors look to get to the finals for the first time in 40 years.
Our moment, fellas. Every possession, bring that focus, bring that energy. Let's get this win. Just us. 1, 2, 3. Just us.
Curry steps back for three. It's good. So using the screen. Gets inside, finds Livingston. Back to Thompson. Thompson from the corner. Hits a three. It's inside, blocked by Bogut. Here comes Curry. Back to Green. Curry from the corner at three. Puts it in. Oracle Arena has erupted. Green, head fake, layup, shot's good, and one. Draymond Green, who's been magnificent all season long, with a chance for a three-point play. Harden lost it again. Here comes Iguodala all alone. Cal Barnes fakes a three to the basket. It's good! Harrison Barnes with a gorgeous move. Timeout, Houston. Five blocks for Howard. Harden lost the ball again. Barnes on the drive and the finish. Wow! Another hard screen set by Ezeli. Iguodala up top, Green. Green for three. Ezeli once again. Howard will just dribble it up as the crowd will celebrate
The Golden State Warriors are in the NBA Finals for the first time in 40 years. The rookie head coach and the magical veteran point guard, Stephen Curry, the MVP of the NBA, is going to play in the finals against a four-time MVP.
You don't know you're a championship contender until you actually get to the finals. And it's year 11 for me, and so it was a pretty cool moment that we're going to the finals. And now it's real. Okay, like a lot of players never go to the playoffs. Most players never get out of the first round. Same 5 franchises win the finals every year. This is an amazing opportunity. We made sure the moment didn't get too big, because I think that happens a good amount of time too.
What did it mean for me to reach the NBA Finals? A dream come true, man. I never thought I'd be in the NBA regardless. And just being able to go to the second round, then going to the Western Conference Finals, then going to the finals, man, it's like a dream come true. Sometimes, still to today, I don't really believe it. My guys from my area, from St. Petersburg, don't never get to experience. So I was definitely grateful and blessed to be in that position.
No one expected us to be there. At the start of the year, people were saying, oh, I think they'll make the playoffs, but contending wasn't really a thing, much less to be one of the top seeds, if not the top seed in the Western Conference. To make it to the Western Conference Finals, and then, oh my gosh, we're going to the NBA Finals. I think it was not a shock to us, but something where it was a real pleasant surprise and somewhere that none of us had ever been before.
I don't think it really dawned on me because I was thinking about the finals. Getting a chance to play at the next level, it was like, this is great, but I want to hurry up and get to the finals and start playing. I'm so excited because that's what we all grew up watching. That's where the legends are made. It was great to celebrate, but the exciting part was what I was looking forward to.
Just going to the finals and being able to compete for a championship where we were favored was really exciting.
When I think about winning Game 5 at Oracle versus the Rockets and clinching the finals appearance in front of that fan base, this place just hadn't seen that. And so we didn't know what to expect. We didn't know how it would feel. It was one of the most surreal feelings I had ever felt in my life. I got drafted to a team 2.5 years ago that came off of winning 23 games. My big brother, Marshawn Lynch, Oakland's own, when Lamar Woodley told him I got drafted in 2012 at Stardust Lanes in Saginaw in the parking lot, he got drafted to the Warriors. He gonna be out there with y'all. He laughed in my face. Nah, I'm just telling you, man, y'all suck, man. The Warriors been trashed my whole... I said, nah, we gonna win. I'm just telling you now, we gonna win. I don't lose. I don't do losing. That was 2.5 years prior. And so we enjoy it, man. We're ecstatic. I mean, we are going to the NBA Finals. Can you believe it?
When we clinched the West at home at Oracle, and there's about a minute left and we're up 11 or 12, and it's become obvious that we're gonna win. It's the loudest I've ever heard Oracle. I don't know if I was in tears, but I was on the verge of tears, soaking it all in, watching the crowd. We were chanting Warriors, and I'm just looking up in the rafters and could not believe that we were heading to the finals. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, we got to guard LeBron James.
The finals is everything that comes with it.
Everything's different. Everything that you've practiced and become accustomed to throughout the regular season goes out the window.
It's just a totally different thing.
Like you practice at Oracle instead of your usual practice facility.
You have 500 journalists from around the world watching you practice instead of having that privacy.
It's a true show and a true spectacle, so your first time going through it, you're just trying to take it all in but not get distracted by it.
Okay, so automatically you're thrown out of routine. All the things that you do to get in your flow, you're thrown out of routine. First time you see all that, you're like, man.
It's very tense. It's very, you're very anxious at home. You're just managing your world outside the game.
It's so different, and it's our first time experiencing this. Advantage Cavs, because LeBron James has experienced this multiple times already. But you know who we got? And you know who's reminding us, hey, this is gonna happen and this is gonna happen. It's gonna be weird. Tell your family this. Only one of us know. Maestro, Steve Kerr, telling us everything that's about to happen. So we were a little more prepared than the average team that's never been there because our guys been there.
Yeah, I think that was one of the times where my playing experience could really come in handy for the players. Try to eliminate all the distractions, all the differences in the routine, and go play.
After all of that, now you get to game one of the NBA Finals.
It's taken 40 years, but once again, the Bays team is the best team. The Golden State Warriors have won the NBA title.
Welcome to the 2015 NBA Finals. Game one is finally here.
Congrats, man. I'm so happy for you.
And for me, for you, man.
Who would have guessed?
You've got Golden State. It's been 40 years since they won a title. Cleveland has never won an NBA title, and now both are 4 wins away from capturing that championship.
The vibe in Oracle was nervous and anticipatory. The place was electric, but there was a different feeling in the air for sure.
You got LeBron coming back to Cleveland. You got young MVP, up and coming Steph Curry. How does little old David match up against big old Goliath? How does the three-point shooting team match up against the team that's going to the rim? How is this gonna happen? How is this gonna work?
It is a matchup that many wanted to see, featuring these 2 star players and these 2 terrific teams.
You already know what time it is, Kelly. Dominate this game from the beginning.
And we're underway. And this Oracle Arena crowd has watched some great basketball all season long as Tristan Thompson scores the first points.
Screen by Bogut. Now Curry stops and takes a 15-footer over Mozgov and knocks it down.
That first 6 minutes was a blur. Like, I don't remember anything about it just because this is what you had dreamt of from a kid playing in the NBA Finals.
Everybody's a little jumpy, a little nervous. That's supposed to happen. It's the finals.
Mozgov, shot clock winding down. James, 2 for 2 on jumpers.
Crossover dribble gets by him to the rack, and he dunked it down with 0.5 to go in the quarter.
Good defense from Livingston. Irving gets by him inside. Mozgov for another stuff. Spates thinks he can score every time he has it, right, Mark?
Oh, he's a big-time scorer.
There you go.
There's no question about it.
You know that team, right? We're focused and we're concentrated. That's why we're not getting open looks, not in the break and not half court.
Off a screen, bounce pass to Draymond, slices to the rim, right hand slam.
Curry with the steal. Steps back for 3. Bang! J.R. Smith puts up a 3 and nails it. J.R. Smith.
Ball knocked away by Iguodala. Barnes to Andre. Andre on the break, steps around Smith to the rim with the right hand, and he throws it down, and we're tied at 73.
Gains to Irving. Irving for 3. That's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
Curry guarded by LeBron. Crossover dribble. Spins on LeBron. Turns open. Takes the shot. Knocked it down. Warriors lead. 94-93. Screen set by Mozgov. Top of the key 3 for LeBron. Good. 15 to shoot. Curry off a screen. Takes a jumper. It's good. And the Warriors lead. 98-96. 53.6 to go.
Curry drives to the basket, lays it. No, he missed it. Irving may have gotten a piece of it, and the Cavs called timeout. A little over a second difference between shot clock and game clock.
LeBron left side, dribbles, waits, fades, and fires. It's up, it's no good. Rebound the corner, Shumpert shoots, no good off the rim, and had a chance to go in. And we've got 5 more minutes.
I want him to see one go in. We're going to keep playing, I'm going to keep playing.
Overtime here in game 1 of the 2015 NBA Finals.
Irving, he fell as he tried to come to a stop. Irving might be shaken up as he limps, holding that left knee. Oh, big story here from the Cavs.
Iguodala drives out to Barnes. Barnes for 3. Bang! And Steph Curry will dribble it out. Game 1 goes to the Warriors.
And Game 1 goes to Golden State. On the final score, they win 108-100.
I know that you guys know what the challenge remains with Cleveland. What have the last 2 days been like in terms of emphasis, cleaning up what happened in Game 1?
Staying under control to start the game, playing a little bit more composed and a little more aggressive in the first quarter, try to assert ourselves. And we understand it, obviously, how hard it is to get to this level and obviously to win 4 games in the finals and win a championship. So we got a lot of work to do.
You got to come out and be the aggressor and attack at both ends and play with some fire, play with a sense of urgency. Take care of the ball, but let's push it. Let's take it after he's got it.
Welcome to Oracle Arena and Game 2 of the 2015 NBA Finals.
And now the storyline has changed. Kyrie Irving is out, and the Cavaliers have to change course. Iguodala guarding LeBron. Again, shot clock at 5. LeBron picks up the dribble, deep 3 right side, nailed it. Wow. Warriors down 11 and a timeout. LeBron, 34 points, 14 rebounds, 10 assists. His second triple-double of these playoffs.
Stunned Oracle at the moment. 3:13 to go in Game 2. Cleveland 83, Golden State 72.
Curry slips, James now picks him up. Curry for 3. It's good! Stephen Curry launches one, and it's a 6-point game.
Rebounding Iguodala. Finds Barnes wide open for a jam, and he got fouled! J.R. Smith fouled him! Curry off the screen, splits traffic down the lane, to the rim, layup good! We're tied! 7.2 to go! Time out, Cleveland! Up top, LeBron catches at midcourt, 5 seconds with 4, with 3. LeBron down the lane, to the rim, layup is no good, tip up, no good! And for the second game in a row in Oakland, we're going to overtime!
You got it, right? It's what we do. We got a lot of heart. We got a lot of fight in us. Let's finish the deal like we did the other night.
It's never happened before in the finals where the first 2 went to OT.
Gets a screen. Finds Shumpert open, pick and pop. The jumper is good. It's a 3 for Iman Shumpert. Jumper by Jones in the corner. It's no good. Rebound off the glass. No good. A loose ball foul. It's on Golden State.
They find Curry. Curry heads to Thompson. Knocked away. Stolen by Thompson. And the NBA Finals are tied at 1 game apiece. An inspiring bounce-back win for the Cavaliers.
Just take us through Delly's performance on Steph Curry. It's one of Steph's probably worst shooting performances in his career.
It had everything to do with Delly. He kept a body on Steph. He made Steph work. And, he was spectacular, man, defensively.
Shots go in, they don't go in. We never really harp on that. It's more what happens before the shot is attempted. So we look at the game itself, process. We need to get better shots. We know that.
The 2015 NBA Finals has moved to Cleveland, Ohio.
60 on the clock.
This great sports city starving for a championship and thrilled to welcome back their Cavaliers, who return with the series all even after 2 overtime thrillers in Oakland.
Takes it right sideline, right baseline to the rim, nobody home, and he dunks it with the right hand.
LeBron James will hold it for the final shot. Pass to James Jones for 3. That's good! Thompson on the drive, blocked! LeBron James!
Taken away by James. Head of steam. Pitch to Dellavedova. Block for James. Dunk! What a great play!
Screen by Tristan Thompson. Takes it top of the key. Fades for a 3. It's good! Bounce pass LeBron. Game's over. The Cleveland Cavaliers have taken a 2-1 lead in the NBA Finals.
I don't think it's after a game we feel like, hey, we can beat this team. We feel like any team we play against, we got what it takes to put ourselves in position to win. So I don't think it's a confidence growing game by game. We just know that if we do and play Cavalier style basketball, which may not be the prettiest,
which may not be as flashy as everyone wants to see. If we stick to our game plan, we could put ourselves in position to win a ball game.
Steve Kerr, I mean, he just feels like Harrison Barnes is his guy, and I'm not sure that you rattle your team at this point by taking him out of the starting lineup just because it's 2-1 in the NBA Finals. Your team is really young. Do you do that to them right now? I mean, we could talk about
I would.
Yeah?
I'd go with Iguodala over Harrison Barnes just because I think Iguodala gives them a huge chance to win over Harrison.
Well, I think our vibe was really good as a team because we were just down 2-1 in Memphis 2 series before.
Because of LeBron's brilliance, you know, they came in, won game 2, and then really dominated game 3. So we have faced another reckoning, just like we did in the Memphis series.
The beauty of the playoffs is from one game to the next, it's a chess match, and you got to figure out how to be honest with yourself, like with what's working, what's not, and think outside the box a little bit about an adjustment that can just give you a different look. Nick Uran coming in with the suggestion, which obviously turned out to work. So boy wonder, as they called him.
My official title with the team was special assistant to the head coach. My duties, first of all, was really whatever Steve needed.
We'd been meeting for, 2 days straight about what's our adjustment, what do we need to do. Cleveland was loading up the paint. They did a great job on Steph and Klay, trying to limit their shots. Somehow we had to open up the floor without compromising our defense. And so we talked about a lot of different ideas.
They always say it's a different game in the playoffs, and it couldn't be more true. It's a 7-game series against one team, and you need to know them inside and out. Each subsequent game, diving into what their matchups were, what adjustments can we make, what plays are they running, how can we stop those? And so it's just a complete deep dive into one team, and so that's how things change in the playoffs.
We're too good to play like this. We're too good to hang our heads, right? Let's go.
Steve is, first of all, the best communicator I've ever been around in my entire life, not to mention the best leader I've ever been around in my life. He's got an amazing way of making the room feel comfortable. He puts everybody at ease. No idea is a bad idea, and everyone feels comfortable speaking up. And he does that through his emotional intelligence.
Everyone has a voice. Everybody in the room has a voice, and a good idea can come from anywhere, and Steve's always operated that way.
It doesn't just happen overnight. Like, by the time we get to the playoffs, he spent the entire year, he would call me on his drive in and ask what we should do for practice that day. So that trust is built up throughout the year. It's all these little touch points that he's always talking and checking in with people. And I've never met a person or a leader that puts others at ease as much as Steve does.
We had to make some changes, open up the floor. We couldn't score in game 3.
But the crazy thing about it, I'll never forget, coming out of game 3, I told my good friend Clark, like, we gonna win the championship. He looked at me like I was crazy. He was like, wait, what? I was like, listen, we're about to make a change. We found something at the end of game 3. We found something, and I don't know if they don't have a counter to it.
Coach Kerr had played for Greg Popovich for years, really respected what Pop, did. So we had broken down in the video room all of the Spurs finals games from previous years, and specifically against the Heat when they played against LeBron. And so I remembered from that time that they had actually adjusted their starting lineup. They took out Thiago Splitter and put in Boris Diaw to get a little bit more mobile, a little bit more skilled, a little bit more agile. But I thought we might be able to have the same success as the Spurs had in terms of just putting some more speed, some more decision-making, some more skill on the floor from the jump.
We're in a fight. Cleveland's playing really well. They've been the aggressor. They've been controlling these games. The good news for us is it's 2-1, and we get right back on track.
The concept was, replacing Andrew Bogut with Andre Iguodala in the starting lineup. Slide Harrison to the 4, and that would have made Draymond Green our center, which was bold. Part of my reason in thinking it might work is that we'd had a lot of success with that lineup, albeit in short spurts, but it was a powerful lineup in terms of length, versatility, and defensive ability. So we'd seen it in glimpses. It's not like it was completely unfounded.
They play big, right? They play Tristan Thompson at the 4, Mozgov at the 5, and you incorporate Andre, and we space the court out. You gotta take them slugs off the floor. That ain't gonna work.
The way that they were guarding me allowed Andre to kind of get into his spots and make plays, finish, whether he was scoring or he was making the plays.
It was the night before Game 4. Luke Walton and I go out to dinner that night. We met Chris DeMarco for dinner the night before Game 4 in Cleveland.
And we were just having dinner, we were discussing the game. We kept going back to like, man, if this is our best lineup, we should start Andre.
So we get back to the hotel. I'm ready to go back to my room. And Luke says, hey, I'm not tired. Show me what you're talking about with this idea. I show him some of the film of what the Spurs had done, and 10 minutes goes by, 15 minutes goes by, 30 minutes goes by, and he's like, you know what, like, I can see it. I can see what you're talking about. Shoot Steve a text. So I put Steve and Luke and I on a group text.
He texted me, late that night.
Hey, I'm watching film with Luke here. We both think this is something to maybe consider. Here's the thought process behind it.
What about starting Andre and taking Bogues out of the starting lineup, spreading him out? The idea was Draymond is perfectly capable of guarding Mozgov and Tristan Thompson. They're big guys. So let's see if that opens up the floor. You still have Andre on LeBron, and maybe that creates the space that we need for Steph and Klay to get going.
And that was that. Sent the text, went to bed, next morning wake up.
It was right before practice, like right before we stepped on the court.
And Steve comes up, he says, we're gonna do it. I like it.
Steve come in, he's like, all right, we're changing the starting lineup. All right, we're gonna start Andre. Oh man, he taking Harrison out the starting lineup? We're starting small. Oh, all right. Put your hard hat on, Draymond. You gotta go play the 5. Buckle up now. It was the best idea that I had heard yet. I hated to do it because I thought Bogut was so good defensively for us. But in the playoffs, you have to make difficult decisions.
Yeah, look, I wasn't happy. Let's be honest. Individually, you're never happy to hear those conversations, and you think insular a little bit, and poor me, and a little power session for yourself. The numbers were there analytically, and we had to win that game, and that's when the adjustment was made. And once you realize, like, no, this is going to win us a championship, it was the move you had to make.
Like, Bogut was amazing. He came up to me right after it was announced, like within the team, like during the practice. He pulled me to the side, was like, all right, I need you to do this. You should do this. Like, watch out for this. Like, he gave me the whole rundown. And you don't really get that as a professional athlete.
So we decided to go small and put Andre in the starting lineup, put Draymond at the 5, and just play the death lineup, as it was called. And that's where we took control of the series.
Biggest stage, death lineup. All right, we've hung our hats on this lineup all year. Let's go.
Meanwhile, for Golden State, Steve Kerr changing things up. Andrew Bogut would not start in the middle. They're going small. Draymond Green going to play center, and Andre Iguodala will start for the first time this season. And Thompson right now on James, drives hard, off balance. First shot misses, picked up and in.
I remember it pretty vividly in terms of the game starting. We fall down to an early lead, and we call an early timeout.
Iguodala wide open. Can't hit the 3, and they're 0 for 3 to start.
And I'm sitting there in the second row, like, pulling my collar. I'm like, this maybe is not going great,
Dellavedova finds Shumpert, his 3-pointer, puts it in.
It started out poorly. We were down 7-0 out of the gate. We took a timeout.
Where the Cavaliers are off to yet another fast start, and for once in the very few times this season, the Golden State Warriors are facing adversity.
And I remember very vividly, Jaren Collins, he turned to me, he's like, we are getting any shot we want. It was just a huge sigh of relief, and then Steve said the same thing in the huddle, and it was true.
It unfolded really well. We were able to get going.
For me personally, it was just like, okay, there's a little bit of relief. Like, let's stick with this and like see the results out.
Curry pops out off a screen, gets it back, dribbles on Dellavedova behind the back, step back jumper. It's a 3, it's up and good for Curry. Back to Andre, left side, he'll fire. That's off the front rim. Jammed home by Harrison Barnes.
Here's Iguodala down the other end and throws it down. Thompson left wide open and hits it. Gets the ball out of his hands again. Shumpert can't hit the 3. Thompson the rebound. Tristan Thompson back up and in.
Tristan Thompson to Dellavedova. He wants to run. Floats it high for LeBron, who ducks it.
Weather the storm, all right? They got a lot of energy right now with the crowd. In over 48 minutes, they're playing 7 people. They're going to wear down.
Step, jab, step. Fades and fires. Jumper good for Andre over Mozgov. Great pass to David Lee. Two-hand slam for David Lee. Curry stops, fades, fires, three ball. Got it! Head coach Steve Kerr made another brilliant move in this postseason. He starts Andre Iguodala. Final score, Golden State 103 and Cleveland 82.
Once we won that game, I think our guys felt, just like in the Memphis series, like, all right, we've unlocked it. Let's go finish our business.
We were a new group, and so I give our group credit for believing that they could still get it done after falling down 2-1.
Kind of just changed the energy and the speed that we could play with. That's the beauty of the playoffs. That's why we love it so much, because from one quarter to the next, one game to the next, you're always reading and reacting to what the other team is doing and trying to stay one step ahead.
Game 4, we win. We come back home for Game 5.
Welcome to Game 5. Then in Game 4, Golden State played what they like to call Warriors basketball, and here we are all tied up. It's going to be fascinating to see how Cleveland comes back now.
Klay Thompson doesn't have any help, so he puts on the brakes. Now the timeline gets a screen from Draymond. Bounce pass back to Draymond. Another dunk for Draymond. 19-18, Curry, quick three, knocks it down. 2 steps in front of the right hash mark.
Shuffle pass. Oh, beautiful pass. Iguodala with his 6th assist.
Dribble handoff to Barbosa. He'll circle, gets to the paint, down the lane, underhand scoop. Good for Leandro. Livingston looks right for Thompson. Pass to Barnes. Unguarded, gets to the ring. Dunked it down with the left hand, and he was fouled. Harris over to Andre. He'll fire away. 3-ball. Left corner pocket for Iguodala.
It's right there for us. We just got to be a little more patient. Establish our intensity tone. Establish the tone of our energy and our will to fight. All right? Right now.
Curry gets a screen. Backs up. Gets double. Goes behind the back left hand. Crossovers. Fades and fires. Oh, my goodness. Curry with another 3.
Thompson, long 3. Bang!
Just over to Andre. He'll fire away. 3-ball. Left corner pocket for Iguodala. The Golden State Warriors are now 1 win away from possibly bringing the NBA championship back to the Bay. Final score, Warriors 104, Cavaliers 91.
It is what it is. We get a chance to go back home and get a game at home and try and come back here and win another one.
Before Game 6, I gave a speech, the practice before Game 6. Steve was like, don't put too much pressure on yourself. Like, he says that all the time, like, live in the moment. And I'm like, nah, scrap that. I've only done this like 2 or 3 times with Steve. I'm like, scrap that. This is the last game of the series.
Tonight, it's Game 6, and the Warriors are on the cusp of winning their first title in 40 years.
You've earned the right to be here. You've earned the right to play in this game. But we have to earn one more thing, and that's the game tonight. We have to earn that. Nobody's giving us anything.
First, I remember knowing that there was a watch party at Oracle and trying to feed off the fact that we wanted to give them a true party, even though we were trying to clinch on the road. Nobody wanted to come back home for Game 7.
This crowd obviously all fired up. Mozgov and Draymond Green. Golden State has found their offensive rhythm the past couple of wins. Curry misses his first jumper. As they're back home, James drives hard in, feeds Mozgov. Mozgov off the glass.
Let's settle in. Let's go win a basketball game.
James spins, pivots, stripped and stolen by Iguodala. There's Curry. Andre Iguodala with another fine defensive play that leads to an easy 2 points.
Another feed inside to Curry. Ball movement. Iguodala hesitant to shoot now. Curry not. And hits the three-pointer. The extra pass from Iguodala. James drives. Oh, nice move off the glass. Trying to get it out of Curry's hands. Barnes finds Iguodala. Another wide open look. And another three-pointer. Iguodala's in 3 of his last 4, and Golden State with an 8-point lead. Barbosa had a strong game 5. Curry, quick release off. Ezeli catches and finishes.
Golden State, they lead the Cavaliers 28-15. We're done with the first quarter.
James looks up at the shot clock. Sets, fires, and hits the 3 as the shot clock expires. Barbosa tries and connects. Leandro Barbosa hits his back. Here's Iguodala. Back out to Barnes. Barnes for 3.
Another terrific play by Iguodala off the dribble.
It's in a low-scoring first half. James drives. David Lee stays with him for a moment. His pass deflected, and Barbosa comes up with it. Throws it ahead to Curry. Curry, one man to beat. Drives. Layup is good. James drives off balance. Thompson on the follow. And the quarter comes to an end. Tristan Thompson, an emphatic slam.
But Golden State, once up 13, will take a 2-point lead into their locker room.
Doing some good things. But we can get back to that. But the first quarter, we moved the ball a lot better than we did in the second. We started settling.
Lack of confidence right now in J.R. Smith.
He almost picked up his 5th as he turned it over. Iguodala fakes, drives, and finishes. Good look from Barnes.
It's not time to be tired. You are close to a game 7. Find a way to get it done.
Green hits the 3. And the Warriors respond with a 7-0 run. David Black calls timeout as Golden State goes back up by 6.
Great position. It's all about defense and rebound. Defend and rebound.
Come on, guys. They made a run. Let's run right back at them. Let's go.
Curry finds Green. Iguodala fakes. Goes to James Jones, lays it in. Andre Iguodala with 14 points and 5 assists. Dellavedova floats it up. Shot misses. Thompson can't corral it. And Stephen Curry has the rebound. Dribbles out of trouble. Curry rifle pass to Iguodala. And it's a 10-point lead. Cavs call timeout. Their defense leading to offense.
You guys all got to fight. You fought for that rebound right there. You fought, you got it. 2 points.
3-on-2. Curry puts up a 3. Ezeli on the follow and the foul.
Give the coaching staff for the Golden State Warriors credit. Elevating Ezeli over Bogut and over Lee tonight.
They lob it up. Ezeli rushed it, couldn't get it. Ezeli's tip misses. And the third quarter comes to an end.
The Warriors 12 minutes away from their first NBA title since 1975.
Poise, take care of the ball, keep defending.
You get to the fourth quarter and you're like, all right, we're 12 minutes away from winning this championship. And that was probably the hardest challenge I think I had faced just personally, of not fast forwarding to the end, like trying to just stay in the moment as much as possible.
Leandro Barbosa with his best. What a move from Barbosa. And the lead is 14. Here comes James. Puts his head down. Lefty layup is good.
And Steph Curry's 5 for 13, and they're up big.
Bad pass stolen by James. Here he goes. A 7-0 run.
Guys, there's a lot of game left. Go put the egg down. Play. A lot of game left. Come on.
Curry for 3. Puts it in. Stephen Curry from downtown. Gets away from Jones. Gets inside. Layup. Misses. Livingston on the slam. John Livingston once again with a big play. Curry finds Green. Green kicks it out. Iguodala. His three-point attempt. Got it! The Warriors once again answer.
I think I hit 2 threes in that game.
Curry gets an opening, fires away, got it again. Stephen Curry from downtown, it's back to 11.
I remember I threw a cross-court pass to Klay, who made a three in the corner. Those are like the ones where I remember we were just like, we were separating ourselves at the time, and that was when you kind of see and feel like, oh, we're right here.
Let's go! Approaching the midway point here of the fourth. Green drives, Green kicks it out. Iguodala, wide open shot, hits a three-pointer. That's the 10th assist for Draymond Green. He's got a triple-double tonight.
How good has Andre Iguodala been in these finals? And the guy deserves this moment because he sacrificed.
So they have one last run of them. James up top to Smith. J.R. Smith, short. The shots just won't go down. James can't get it to go, and Green with another rebound as we're under 2 minutes remaining. Curry drives and banks it in. 98-85. Dellavedova calls timeout. Golden State in control.
Steve Kerr came into the Warriors. He challenged them. Hey, we know we're a good team, but we need to be great. And has pushed them, cajoled them, supported them every step of the way.
Curry gets it. Curry trying to get away. Dellavedova in pursuit, bumps him. And Stephen Curry will shoot free throws with 29.1 remaining.
What a year for Steph Curry and these Warriors.
MVP and a championship in the same season. And they do it on the road. So many huge road wins. Clutch free throws there from Curry again. Well, James gets it. James brings it up the floor, gets away, sets, nice fake, gets a good open look, and misses the three. Rebound Iguodala, foul from behind with 10.6 remaining, and that will do it.
And it's quiet here in Cleveland.
Stephen Curry and Draymond Green could start their celebration.
I'll never forget standing there and Steph holding the ball, and I'm standing there looking at him. He's like, what? I said, what? What?
I didn't even know what to say once we knew we were gonna win. I think I said what like 17 times, and we dapped up like 6 times. Just staring at each other like what's happening right now, because we knew we wanted it so bad and we was actually here.
And one of the great regular seasons in the history of the league, 67 wins, one of the most dominant home court records in NBA history, is gonna end with a title, Curry and Kerr. LeBron James with the congratulations for the MVP and a point of respect toward the Warriors bench. What a magnificent finals for LeBron James.
And also Steve Kerr. Got to give him a lot of credit, Mike. Took over a tough job in a tough situation, won over the locker room, and is a championship coach.
And then got the last rebound.
And he just threw the ball up.
Threw the ball up in the air, which is a rookie mistake. Andre tracked it down.
And the clock expired.
Just remember that feeling of hearing the horn go off and celebrating, realizing you won your first championship. So definitely a special moment and one you remember forever.
To feel that for the first time, I've never felt that feeling again. The most incredible feeling I've ever had in my life, by far.
Smith will bring it up, throw up a three, rebound Curry. And the dream season is now complete. The Golden State Warriors are the 2015 NBA champions. Their first title in 40 years. And how sweet it must be for those crazy loyal Bay Area fans.
It's taken 40 years, but once again, the Bays team is the best team. The Golden State Warriors have won the NBA title.
A veteran in his second year at Golden State. Just a brilliant performance in his first NBA Finals.
It takes away the ego. It takes away all the things that you want for yourself personally. Like I think all that's stripped away, and I think that's the highest moment you can have as a team. You know, you always see people jumping around, grabbing each other. Like it's the most selfless moment in sports. And so, like, if it's anything you remember, like that was it.
Clay, we did it. We did it. We did it. Beginning. So
Steve Kerr, this organization, these players. Incredible year, 67 wins, the pressure was on them, they responded, and they're champions. It is their moment, they've earned it, and they should celebrate it.
Yeah! Sag Nasty, stand up! Yeah!
Yeah, buddy!
Man, what we had to do to earn you, boy. Yeah, baby!
We go up onto that stage. There's about 300 Warriors fans behind the stage chanting Warriors. I look down, I see the team, and I hear
this year's Bill Russell MVP, Andre Iguodala.
Andre Iguodala announced as the Finals MVP.
Andre won MVP? That's fantastic! Oh my God!
It's probably one of my proudest moments, and not because I got the trophy, but because I wasn't thinking too much of it in that moment. Like, I wasn't thinking like I won the Finals MVP, I was the best player on my team. Like, I wasn't thinking of none of that. Like, I was just so excited to win the championship that everyone else was more happy for me than I was myself.
Incredible one.
I know Steve talked about it a lot, about how he obviously earned it and deserved it, but how symbolic that was of just our team. The guy that had to sacrifice his starting spot, who then ends up starting in the finals, who ends up winning MVP.
About the guy who's comes off the bench all year and gives up his starting role, wins MVP of the finals.
That's kind of like the storybook stuff that it was an embodiment of what our team was about. And so being the first free agent that saw like, oh, I could win with those guys. And 2013, he made that move. And then 2 years later, he's a champ and a Finals MVP. So it was a beautiful moment.
I see the whole coaching staff, all the players, front office. Bob Myers comes and joins me. I looked around, I'm not kidding. I said, it's the greatest moment of my life. This is it. I got everything right here. This is my whole life, my family, my life in basketball. The greatest season that a coach could ever ask for in my first year coaching with a group of people I loved all around me. This is it. Greatest moment of my life.
It's why Coach says, like, that's why you spray champagne on each other, because you realize how hard winning a championship is. And when you walk in that locker room, you're letting all of that energy go that you carry for your whole career, really, but that year, 82 games, 16 wins in the playoffs, like, it's really hard work, and we celebrate it like that.
We'll bring this back to the Bay Area. 40 years since we last held this, so this is special. This is special.
Still hasn't sunk in, because we're still chasing more championships and banners, but 10 years has flown by for sure.
You gotta give credit to the ownership group, how much time, how much resources they put into making sure the team was right. Like, you have to spend money to get players like we got, and they did that.
They still family for me. They still a team for me. I can explain how much fun I had with this team, you know, and like I say, it's always special.
I think there's something really special about that first one and the fact that nobody expected us to do it that was really, really cool.
It's very nostalgic, and it brings back all those feelings of the camaraderie, you know, the special sauce that we had as a team, the personalities, the talent, and it's just special to see, like, all of us get a chance to, you know, come together over these moments. You know, it's a brotherhood.
Everywhere we go, we hang out in town. We come to the city, hang out. Everybody Warriors gear, champs. To see how the people were standing on, like, oh no, we champs. That was surreal.
People ask me, what's the difference between winning a championship as a player and as a coach, and what's better? And when I got that question after that first year, I can honestly say it's better as a coach, because you feel more responsible for the entire group. You know, when you see that type of celebration and everybody in that room is so happy, it's the most incredible feeling of satisfaction that you can imagine.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm good.
This is funny.
Yes! Yes, it's a great day. Then you go into the parade, and wow.
Special. It was special. It's hard to even put that into words.
Warriors going up, the Bay going up. You see it. That's back in the building. D-Lee in the building. Check that. Look, get it.
Hey. I just remember the magnitude of Oakland showing out. I think it was a left onto Broadway off of the 10th Street, and we didn't see who was out there. And when you turn the corner, it's just a sea of people, you know, starving Warrior fans that were so happy to celebrate this with us.
This side. Right there. Right there.
You don't know what to expect about a parade. You like real playbook other than just have as much fun. That's what we did. The amount of people that showed up, the amount of energy, it was just 10 out of 10 energy the entire time. And that's what it's about.
That was such an incredible time. For Oakland to see his first parade in 40 years, what a time.